No debt. Liberia full, that's how they call it in Ghana. In the article they call Petit Bani. I'm a refugee. I grew up in a war. 1990 did it kill me. Yeah, I am with my side.
Okay, let me start off. What's your name, brother?
Oh, Yujah, quick, aka the Floss Man.
Oh, the Floss Man. I like that,
Floss Man.
Yeah, Floss Man. He's flossing too. Check him out.
Right there.
All right. Okay, what part of Africa you from?
I'm from the western part of Africa, Liberia, a small country, lay right by the Atlantic Ocean. And a wonderful country, you know. I'd like for you to take a visit up there one of the days.
Oh, man, I'd love to go back to the motherland, man.
Absolutely.
That's one of my bucket lists, you know.
You would like it. You'll love it.
Yeah.
It would be amazing, you know. Trip for you, and you're going to really love it. A lot of wonderful people come across up there.
Oh, that's really cool, man. So I hear there's a lot of wars going on, you know, in certain parts of, you know, Africa's hemisphere, especially in Liberia. Tell me, give me some details about the civil war that was going on in Liberia.
Well, Liberia had its share of bloody civil war, which was about 14 years it last.
Wow.
And it hit Grand Bassa County, where my family were, early 1990. Mm-hmm. And it was horrifying and terrific, and just, you know, something that you don't want to see at the age that where I was at the time, you know.
Wow.
In 1990, I was 8 years old, and when the war kicked in, we have to run inside. I mean, it was about noon, and little do you know, it was gunshots all over, you know, and you hear terrible weapons going off. Wow. And little, you know, people start running around finding the kids just to put it in and light them out. And we were indoors for about 3 good days with heavy fire going on around us. And on the third day, when there was ceasefire, we left. And when we were leaving our house to, you know, seek refuge outside, that was when reality set in. I have to see a lot of things. I have to, you know, go through seeing dead people, seeing, you know, people getting, you know, bathing, people getting, you know, just things that occasionally have seen at an early age. And it was really, really terrifying. I mean, I remember some occasion my mom would try to put her hands on my eyes just for me to see. But I mean, you can just do it because it's not gonna just stop immediately. It's something that you have to live with for a while. So
that's right.
I just told her, you know, one day I just took her hands and I'm like, you know, it's okay. I'm a big boy. I can handle this.
And you sure enough handle it, man. Because you know, I look at things, man. People don't know how you know how blessed they are, man. Because you have third world countries and you have wars that goes on, you know, throughout the world, and you have children with AK-47s and assault rifles, and they're put on the front line as men. So I can identify with some of the stuff you're saying, you know, not living there, but all of our experience are the same experience.
Yeah.
I grew up on the west side of Chicago, so it was horrific there in most parts, man. But not talking about me, you know, I'm interested, you know, with some more things about your life, and you know, what happened to you doing this transition when you was?
Oh, it was during the transition. We walk. It was about surviving. I would say it was all about surviving at the time because there was no electricity.
Wow.
There was no grocery store. There was no government for you to say, oh, somebody do this, I'm going to run and say this. No, you were dealing with guerrillas, gangster rebels. So, I mean, they take the law into the hand. I mean, you can say something happened to you, and, you know, and you end up getting executed, getting killed. So it was like a no man's land.
Wow.
But on a day-to-day basis, you have to survive. And I remember on one of these occasions, we were in a little village, and these rebels came.
Rebels.
Took me away from my parents.
Wow.
And started training me as a small soldier.
Wow.
And you know, there's a lot of things about, you know, my life during the war, and I was with them for a while, and, you know, they trained me, they gave me things, and you can't say no. You say no. I mean, it's life and death. I mean, as I said, there's no law. I mean, if they take you, they take you. I mean, your parents can't even stop it. If they stop it, that's probably to kill the whole family and just go away, and nobody say nothing about it.
that's something to think about. So, your experience there have brought you to this place. I mean, it looks like you got yourself well dappered and together. Do you take your experience back home and you and put it in your music?
Yes, I write a lot of music. I got a mold out of writing music. I read a lot of different music.
Okay.
But now I'm reading a book that I'm gonna incorporate all these things. What happened to me during the war, I and my family, how we came across, how I got shot at the age of 14.
Wow.
Which I mean, again, I have to hustle and bustle to take care of my family. I was like the main sources that they look up to because I mean, my dad tried to do it. He wasn't lucky. He almost got killed on several occasions.
Wow, man.
So because though, I mean, I was kind of they called me the tough guy, and I always used to find way, make way where there's no way. So one of these days, I was coming back from like a hustle and bustle, and I got caught up with some of these small soldiers, was like the rebels, and they asked me, they're like, "Hey man, where you going?" I'm like, "Hey, I'm going to Guinea." I mean, Guinea and Liberia, we share a boundary, and we was in Guinea in exile at the time, but it was so rough, man. There's no job. I mean, so we have to come back to Liberia, man. You have to walk, walk through the forest, and come to Liberia and find natural scrap like aluminium, like copper, and you take it back and you weigh it and you get a sale, and that's how my family used to live, and I used to do all that for them. So on one occasion, that's how I got shot.
Wow. So you mean to tell me that in your particular country, the countries that are surrounded through the metropolitan area, right?
Yeah.
They didn't try to aid and assist?
Well, they did. It's just I mean, you dealing with a lot of hooligans, man. There's different warring faction. I mean, first when it started, it was one warring faction, but as the war went on, you have this branch out to different warring factions. So half of the country was divided into different warring factions. So if you're lucky, you just, I mean, on the side of the bad people, you might live today, or you can tell the story like me.
Wow. So you are definitely telling a story.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. So we're delighted to have you, and I wish you luck on your journey. You got your positiveness going, and you seem like you're a cool brother. So I wish you luck, man, in your journeys.
Really appreciate it.
I have to be pretty sharp and intelligent.
Okay, we back with Yujah, the floss man.
Yes,
He's
sir.
flossing, man.
Yep.
You know, I really don't. I believe in the spirituality and the supernatural world, but you had an encounter, brush against death. Tell me about that. What was that, man?
Oh, I had two out-of-body experience. One was at the early age, at the age of 4. I was born with a ball behind my neck. If you can see, there's a nerve mark. I have mirror surgeries on my neck.
Okay.
And the first one, it was just to take away fat for me to grow as a normal kid. And the first time doing surgery, while I was in the OR, I was on a stretcher, and little did I know, I was just kind of floating over the stretcher, and I saw myself laying on the stretcher, and
Wow.
doctor was just operating on me. But in the midst of that,
Not cutting you off. So you mean to tell me you was floating?
yeah,
in the
I was
air?
I mean, it's like I was just this is the stretcher, and I was just kind of floating up, and I mean, just like standing, but it's like
No anesthesia, no
no
nothing.
anesthesia. But I could see myself on the table, doctors surrounding me and working on me.
Wow.
And somebody was holding my hand, and when I looked on my right side, I saw the picture of Jesus right there holding my hands, and he smiled at me. And it happened for like, I think, probably 3 minutes. And little did I know, I came back to life.
You came back to life.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, all praises to God, man, for
Amen.
that. Oh, man.
Yeah.
You know, because I hear this story all the time, and people talk about it, so it have to be some truth to it, because why you have so many people come forward and say about these out-of-body experiences unless it's some significance to it. So you have a non-profit organization. What is this all about?
Before I hit that, I had 2 other body
Oh,
experiences.
you had 2? Oh,
Yep.
let me pull my chair for this one.
And
Okay.
and another one was actually doing the war. I was at the age of 14.
14.
And hustle and bustle have to survive, and young men have to go and hustle, and bring some natural minerals like lead or copper, iron to take care of my family. And and on one of these occasions, I wasn't lucky. While I was finding my way back home, I got shot by a small soldier, and I was left there to die. But miraculously, I just got up and I made it home, and that's where it all began. Another episode of my life, and I just crashed, and that was it. I took sick to die. I was skinny. I lost so much weight. It's like my whole body was like my finger. I mean, I was skinny. I mean, if you see me, you say this guy's not gonna make it. And there was a time in my life that I was so sick, and I took him to the hospital, and then people told my parents that I was not gonna make it the next day. And I stopped breathing for an hour.
Oh, for an hour.
And at that time, I took a journey on the other side of destiny. Yeah, I saw so many things in my vision, and so many things that I kept for a long time. Because sometimes you tell people, they just look at you like you know you're funny, you don't know what you're talking about.
No,
but
I'm all ears, man. This is really interesting.
And I was sick, and my brother-in-law, my sister was a nurse in America at that time. Even when she even came down, she was even surprised how I made it. You know, she like how in the world you alive? I'm like, and my brother-in-law is a pastor. He like, God got him for something.
Yeah,
God got
you
him
for something, man. Because to go through all that trauma, tragedies, atrocities, and just horrific parts in your life, man. And you're a young man, and you was even younger then.
Yeah.
To still be standing, so it's a reason.
Yeah.
And we all sort of walk into our own destiny. Sometimes we have to find the right path and right tunnel. But
Yeah.
oh man, you have a hell of a story, man. And my praises are with you, brother.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Floss City.
I just want to tell you about my non-profit organization.
Yeah, tell me about that, man.
It's called LEVO.
Levo.
LEVO Inc. It stands for the Liberian Education Volunteer Incorporated.
Okay.
What we do is we just go around collecting school supplies like pencils.
Tell it to them again, just in case.
LEVO Inc. is LEVOINC.
Okay.
It's the Liberian Education Volunteer Organization Incorporated. And you can catch it on the web as www.levo.org. And just make a donation, I mean, to help ship these supplies. Because we got storage full of things that we are
That's right.
asking for monetary donation to get these stuffs or supplies shipped overseas.
Oh, that's brilliant, man.
And I really appreciate you today.
Thank you, Mr. Floss.
Yep.
Keep flossing, man.
All day long. All day long.
People, man.
All day long.
I need.
That's right.
I'm a refugee. I grew up in a war. 1990